Hi everyone. Welcome again to this session. I'm Dr. Narayan. In this session, we are going to discuss about the concept and purpose of assessment, and then we will discuss about the distinction between traditional assessment and competency-based assessment. At the outset, I'll try to clarify the concept of assessment, meaning that what is exactly the assessment. Assessment is a systematic and ongoing process in which both quantitative and qualitative information and evidences are collected through formal and informal ways. And then collected information are organized, presented in interpretable form to have a basis for judgment. Hence, assessment is a means. Basically, assessment can be a product or a performance or a combination of both. It is a kind of a feedback technique to improve the quality of both instruction as well as the quality of learning outcomes. So, after having the concept of what is assessment, let's discuss about the key purpose of assessment. Assessment can be used in three purposes. One is assessment for learning. Second one is assessment of learning. Then third one is assessment as learning. So when we are talking about the assessment for learning, basically this assessment is conducted during the instructional session called formative assessment. It is considered as an assessment for learning because in this phase of assessment, teachers get feedback to improve his or her instruction process. Students also get feedback to improve his or her learning process as well. But in this assessment, grades and certificates are not provided to the learners as the evidence of achievement. So, the next purpose is assessment of learning. It occurs when teachers use evidence of students' learning to make judgment on students' achievement against predetermined goals and standards. Basically, it is summative in nature. It is certified the learner's competence by providing the grades to the learners. Therefore, we call it is assessment of learning. Then I am coming to the next purpose, which is the most important purpose, that is assessment as learning. Assessment as learning is the highest level of assessment. It is formative in nature as well. It is nothing but a self-assessment technique of students for monitoring of own learning progress through self-reflection. These three are the main or key purpose of assessment. Now, the core agenda of this session is to know about the difference between traditional assessment and competency-based assessment. When you are talking about the traditional assessment, mainly it is a teacher-centered. But competency-based assessment, it is a learner-centered. The goal is major acquisition of past knowledge in traditional assessment, while the goal is to enhance development of meaningful skill is the agenda of competency-based assessment. The third one, traditional assessment encourages memorization of a correct answer, while competency-based assessment encourages divergent thinking in generating possible answers. In traditional assessment, curriculum directs assessment, while in competency-based assessment directs the curriculum. Similarly, in traditional assessment, emphasis is put on developing a body of knowledge, while in competence-based assessment, emphasis is put on ensuring the proficiency at real-world tasks or skills. Traditional assessment promotes what knowledge is, while competency-based assessment promotes how knowledge is. Traditional assessment provides one-time snapshot of students' understanding, while competency-based assessment provides an examination of learning over time. Again, in traditional assessment, priority is put on summative outcomes or product. Competency-based assessment priority on the learning sequences, and it is formative outcomes or the process. In traditional assessment, teacher's role is to be a primary information giver, while in competency-based assessment, teacher's role is to just a coach and facilitator. Traditional assessment, teaching and assessment are separate, but in competency-based assessment, teaching and assessment are intertwined. Traditional assessment is to monitor learning, while in competency-based assessment is to use to promote and diagnose the learning needs. In traditional assessment, detailed learning is assessed indirectly through the use of objective scored test, while in competency-based assessment, detailed learning is assessed directly through projects, portfolio, performance, and the like. Last but not least, traditional assessment culture is competitive and individualistic, but competency-based assessment culture is cooperative, collaborative, and supportive. This was the key difference between the traditional assessment and competency-based assessment. Thank you very much for this video session. I hope this will clarify the misconception between the traditional assessment and competency-based assessment. Thank you once again for watching my YouTube lecture. Thank you.